Hello my dear children, welcome to Learner's Planet. Children, in today's session we are going to discuss about safety and first aid, in which we will study about road safety, safety from fire, and even introduction to safety. Alright students, so let's start with this session. Yes, first of all we should know that what is meant by safety. Yes, safety is the condition of being safe. Being safe means being protected. But protection against which things or from which things? It is the protection against physical, social, political, economical, psychological means mentally, educational, or failure or damage or any accident. Right? So safety is the condition of being safe from any kind of accident, right? Either is it physical, social, political or any kind, right? So protection against the event or the accident taking place, or protection against the exposure to something that causes health problem is known as safety. In short, we can say that safety is the condition of an organization or place, right? So as you know that safety is the condition or the state of being protected against, protection against accidents. So it is the accident which can happen at any time and anywhere, right? And even accidents can cause serious injuries. So we should be very careful and we should follow safety rules to avoid these kind of accidents or serious injuries, right? So let's see some of the pictures which shows that we should take care to avoid such accidents. Yes, these are very normal pictures which depict something. You can see the tree of the pictures, right? Just see the picture carefully and try to think that what they are depicting. Picture shows that a boy is getting an electric shock because he had touched the switch with the hands, that is wet hands, right? So always remember that you should not touch any electrical appliances in the presence of water, right? If your hand is wet, or even if any of your portion of the body is wet, then you should not touch the electrical appliances. Otherwise, you may get an electric shock, right? So this should be avoided. Then the second picture shows that a girl is swinging and pushing another girl, right? So what will happen? This girl will get hurt, and this is also kind of accident. We can say a very minor accident, right? Because she will then suffer from small injuries, right? So this is also not good. So we should take care while swinging that no person or no boy or girl should stand in front of the swing, right? Always wait for your turn on the swing. Alright. And the third picture, what does it show? Yes, this is a kitchen. And what is it showing? You can see, children, that this girl knocked the pan off as it was not turned away from the edge of the slab, right? And that is why this pan just fell. Alright. So what happened? This shows that some or the other injuries happen in our daily life, and that is why we should always take care of this thing. That according to this picture, it shows that we should always keep all the utensils inside, all the utensils away from the edge of the slab, right? But not at the edge. Alright, we should keep it away from the edge. Alright, so now we saw some of the pictures and we saw these examples that we should take care while handling anything, right? So these are some of the daily examples which we should keep in mind, right, to avoid injuries. Now let's study about some of the safety rules which we should take when we are on the road. So children, let's study about road safety. Yes, children, always remember that being careless on the road can lead us to serious accidents, right? That is why safety on the road is very much important for us, right? So road safety is all about the risk of a person being killed or seriously injured while using the road network as pedestrian, cyclist, motorist or user of on road, that is user on road or using a public transport, right? So we should take care of such things like when we are crossing the road, when we are driving a car, so we should take care of certain things. So the best practice, that is the best road safety strategies should be applied, right? Like we should focus on the prevention of serious injury and death crashes which happens almost many a times on the road, right? So we should take care of this. For that, there are many signs that we see on the road that help in reducing the risk of the accidents taking place, and they also help to regulate the traffic. And these signs which help to regulate the traffic are called traffic signs or road signs. As you can see here in this picture, this is a type of traffic sign, right? So what you can see here, you can observe the picture. Can you see this picture? What you can guess? Do you think the car driver can park his car at this place? No, he cannot park at this place. Why? Because there is a sign here of no parking, right? So where there is a sign, we should follow such road signs, right, to avoid serious accidents or major injuries, right? So we should take care of this. Children, always remember that safe road sign is providing a road environment which ensures the vehicle speeds will be within the human tolerances for serious injury and health, right? And being careless on the road can lead to serious accidents. So we should follow these road signs because these are very safe for us, right? So always remember this. Now let's see some of the pictures and symbols of road signs which help us to regulate the traffic and which also help in reducing the risk of accidents. Yes, children, road signs make use of some pictures and symbols, right? And we must read and follow the road signs for our safety. So let's study about this and let's follow the road signs for our safety. So the first one here given here is, this is the sign of stop. This is compulsory ahead. That means you do not have to move any right side or any right direction or any left direction, or neither you have to move backwards. You have to go ahead. The third sign shows, this sign is of no stopping or no standing. Means what this means, that we should not stop here or we should not even stand over here, right? Otherwise any vehicle can strike and we may fall or we may suffer from any minor injury. Then this is a sign of give way. Means you have to give way to another person. Or if you are driving a car, if you are driving any vehicle, and if you see such kind of sign, that means you have to give way. Then this is a no parking board. this is a no parking sign, right, as we saw in the previous picture. Then this is a sign of roundabout. Let's see some other signs. Yes, hand cart prohibited. This is a sign which shows that hand cart should be prohibited. You should not use this hand cart. Then one-way signs means the vehicle can travel only in one direction, right? Then this is vehicle prohibited in directions. Then this sign shows that straight prohibited or no entry, means here if you see any of this sign, then do not enter on that kind of road, right? Then this is one-way signs. Then this shows right turn prohibited, means you do not have to turn on the right hand side. You can turn on the left hand side or you can turn back. Then all motor vehicles prohibited, means here only person can walk, but no vehicles should be allowed over here. Okay children, let's study about some more interesting road signs. Yes, bullock cart prohibited, means here bullock cart should not be allowed. Wherever this sign, wherever this board is there, always remember that there or at that place bullock cart should be prohibited, means it should not be allowed. Then tonga prohibited. Then in the same way other vehicles like cycle prohibited, U-turn prohibited. You do not have to take any U-turn. You can move ahead, you can go to right hand side, left hand side, but U-turn is prohibited, means you should not take U-turn if you see this kind of sign. Then horn prohibited. There are some areas where there are hospitals, right, and schools and colleges, right? So there horn should be prohibited. Horn should not be allowed, or we should not use horn while driving, because such places like hospitals, there are some patients which are suffering from serious diseases or disorders. So at that place horn should be prohibited, because horns can make noise and this noise pollution can make the patient ill, or it will worsen the condition of the patient. So this should be followed. And the next sign is overtaking prohibited. You should not overtake any vehicle, alright? You should drive it at your own speed, that is 40 to 45 meters per hour, right? Then left turn prohibited, means you can use U-turn, you can use U-turn sign, you can go to right direction, but left turn should not be used. Then pedestrians prohibited. So these are some of the road signs which we should keep in mind and we should know about it, right? So these were some of the road signs which have been made for our safety, right? So we should keep it in mind. Now let's move on to another topic, that is safety from fire. Yes, before moving to another topic, we should keep something in our mind, that is pedestrians and cyclists are among the most vulnerable road users, right? And that is why in some countries they constitute half of all road deaths due to accidents. So pedestrians and cyclists should keep in mind, should take care of themselves while they are on the road. So there are some road safety rules, like sidewalks of suitable width should be available. It should not be very broad or narrow. It should be of suitable width so that the pedestrians and cyclists can use that kind of road, right? So sidewalks of suitable width should be available. Then pedestrian crossings should be close to the desired line, which then allows the pedestrians to cross the roads safely. Even pedestrian barriers should be there to prevent the pedestrian crossing dangerous location. And even drivers as well as pedestrians should follow the safety rules on the road to prevent road accidents. Alright, now let's move on to another topic, that is safety from fire, right? Children, a fire can be caused due to different reasons. Like, first is carelessness while handling burning matchsticks or candles or firecrackers, etc. So this is one of the main causes of fire, right? So we should take care while handling such things. Secondly, electrical faults can cause fire, right? Any short circuit can happen if electrical appliance is not properly fixed, right? And thirdly, accidents while cooking and gas leaks in the kitchen can also cause fire, right? These are some of the reasons with which a fire can be caused, right? Children, would you know what to do if a fire is started in your home? What will happen? Of course, the best way to practice fire safety is to make sure that a fire does not break out in the first place. Like we saw in these sentences, these kind of reasons it happens in the daily life, right? And a fire even breaks out in the first place, but we have to take care that a fire does not break out in the first place. That means we should always be aware of some potential hazards in our home, right? So we should take care of these things, and we should keep in our mind that what could be done if such things happen. If we are not taking precautions, at least we should know that after such happenings, what can be the safest way to prevent this fire. So now let's see some of the simple rules. That is, fire hazards can be prevented by following some simple rules. Like, first, we should know that one must be careful while handling fire. Like, special care should be taken while burning firecrackers in Diwali. Then, electrical appliances and wiring should be checked regularly, because electrical faults can also cause fire, as we saw, right? So it should be checked properly, it should be checked regularly for faults or any breaks which occurs in the plastic covering of wires, because of which short circuits can happen, right? So we should take care of such electrical appliances. Then nylon and synthetic cloths should not be worn while burning firecrackers or while cooking, because they catch fire very easily. This is because synthetic clothes will catch fire easily, right? So we should take care of this, that we should wear cotton clothes instead, right? Or woolen clothes, but not the nylon and synthetic ones, right? So these are some of the precautions which we should take while handling fire, right? So these are some of the examples or some of the pictures which show that what should we do in case of fire, if any fire causes or happens, or what precautions, if we are not taking any precautions, or what post precautions method should be there. Yes, here we can see some of the pictures. Like, in case of a gas leak, all doors and windows should be open. As you can see in this picture, a lady is opening windows, right? One should not strike a match, stick, or operate any electrical switches, right? In a case of gas leak, one should not operate any electrical switches, right? Then why we should do this? Why in the case of gas leak we should not operate any electrical switches? Because electrical switches generate sparks while switching on or off, right? So this should be taken care. And third picture is showing that faulty pipes should be repaired immediately, because of the faulty pipes, what will happen? Yes, the gas will leak. And if the gas will leak, then always keep in mind, if the gas is leaking, then we should open all the doors and windows, and we should not operate any electrical switch, or we should not strike a match stick, right? So this should be kept in mind. Alright, there are some other methods also which we should keep in mind while handling fire. So let's see some of those methods. Yes, a fire can be put out by the following methods. Like in case of a major fire, for example in a building, the nearest fire station should be informed, right? Because in a large building, that is in a building, there are many houses where certain things can take place, like short circuit can take place because of electrical faults, even gas leaking can take place because of faulty pipes, right? And in the case of gas leak, if the doors and windows are not opened and if electrical switch has been operated, then also any dangerous accident can happen, any serious accident can happen, right? So always remember that in case of major fire, the nearest fire station should be informed so that they can use something. What? Like they can use firefighters, and firefighters normally put out fires with the help of a fire engine, right? So there are some people who are called as firefighters. They normally put out the fires with the help of fire engine, right? And this smaller fires can be put out using a special instrument called as fire extinguisher. So here you can see a picture. This is a picture of a fire extinguisher. Even fire caused due to electrical faults is never put out using water. This is because electricity can flow through water, right? And such fires are put out using sand or any fire extinguisher. So fire from petrol is also put out by sand and not water, because water can easily catch fire. Is it true? Is it true? Yes, because electricity can flow through fire. We cannot say that water will directly catch fire, but electricity can flow through the water, and that is why, because of this, the fire which is caused due to electrical faults should never put out using water. Instead, we should use a fire extinguisher which comprises of gas, that is carbon dioxide gas, right? And even there are some more or the other methods which we should keep in mind while handling fire, right? In case of a person's clothing, if a person's cloth catches fire, then roll him or her on the floor to control the flames quickly and pour water on him on her, right? So we can say that the fire which is caused due to electrical faults is never put out using water, but we have to use a fire extinguisher. But if a fire is caused, then we can directly use water, or we can pour water on the person whose person's clothing catches fire, right? So water is the best medium for that. And if a fire blanket is handy, then it may be used, but water is a more better method to use, right? So these are some of the methods or some of the precautions which we should keep in mind while handling fire, right? If we are using any such kind of method, or if we are keeping such kind of method, then it can help us to suffer from any kind of injury or any kind of serious accident which may happen while we are driving or while handling fire, right? As you know, students, that precaution is better than cure. Alright? So always remember this and take care of yourselves. So I hope that you enjoyed this session and learned about some of the safety rules which we should keep in our mind while we are on the road or while handling fire. Right? So keep this in mind. And we will continue this lesson in the next session, right? Till then, keep learning, keep enjoying. Thank you.